Hi guys, it's Michelle and I'm just here very quickly. This is a wee bit of a different video today. I'm going to show you how to change your wig colour without damaging it from this shade to this. Now this here is the Jon Renau Kim wig that I'm wearing. Now this shade is 2216S8. But what I want to show you is it's a human hair wig. So if you wear human hair wigs, human hair toppers at all, sometimes you may notice that the colour can be absolutely gorgeous to start off, perfect, exactly what you want, and as time goes on with whatever brand of wig you have or whatever human hair that you have, you may notice that it can become a bit yellow or oxidised or very kind of warm and brassy at times. Now generally the reason for that is because the hair begins a darker shade than what you're actually buying, and it is coloured to achieve the tone at, well, it's obviously lightened up to a specific level, then toners are added or dyes are added to the hair, and that's to achieve the gorgeous shade that you're going to be left with. Now I decided to order this shade, which is very pale, but I would definitely say it has a yellowy undertone to it, and this is the colour it's meant to look. Now on a lot of skin tones it wouldn't necessarily look as yellowy toned, it looks very ashy on a lot of people. So anyway, regardless, I'm getting chatting rubbish. What I want to do is show you very quickly a couple of new products that have been created specifically for alternative human hair. That is as in wigs, extensions, toppers, weaves, you know, that kind of thing. Now this has been created by Jon Renau and this is just launched. So this is the In-Tone Violet Shampoo from Jon Renau. You'll see there's a big number 1 on there. Okay, In-Tone Violet Shampoo. What makes this different from other violet shampoos that are available on the market is the fact that this one has actually been created in a lab. It's taken a long time for them to come up with this product because they were perfecting it, and it is a violet toner. Now what it says is violet toning shampoo sustains beautiful blondes, removes brassiness and yellow tones while keeping your hair radiant and clean. Now gently remove your tangles before you wash it as always. I'm going to do a super quick showing of how you would go through this process quickly using this gorgeous Kim wig that I have here. I mean, this is so gorgeous, it's like 20 inches of awesomeness. So I'm going to use this In-Tone Violet Shampoo. Now number 1 on it makes it nice and easy to see. Number 1 tone, stage 1, here we go. I'm going to use my Jon Renau Argan conditioner as a conditioner. What Jon Renau also have out at this point is a stage 3 Pure Repair Restoring Balm. Now this is to bring lustre and life back to stressed tresses, an exclusive protein blend to help fortify locks while helping to maintain a healthy moisture balance for alternative hair. Again, if you notice, it's for alternative hair. So while salon grade products are phenomenal for people with biological hair, when I say biological hair I mean hair growing from their scalp coming out of the follicle. Now if you're wearing a wig or a topper, the hair that you're wearing is not obviously coming out of your follicles, so it does actually need very different, whether it is a small or a large percentage. The ingredients do have to be different. Some shouldn't actually be present in these things, so just because something's salon grade doesn't mean it'll be okay for alternative hair. And Jon Renau products are created for alternative hair specifically. It's not just that they're okay to use on them, they're actually designed specifically for your hair. Now if you're buying human hair, guys, you guys know as well as I know it's an investment. It costs us all a lot of money when we're buying human hair. Synthetic costs money as well. So what you want to do is, you know, for the sake of saving a few pounds here or there and using something different, you're going to get longer out of the hair if you care for it well, and obviously you should always be following your manufacturer's guidance anyway. So let's get cracking with these. And although this says 1 and this says 3 and you're going to wonder, right Michelle, where's number 2? I believe number 2 is somewhere in the making at the moment, and I'm sure we're all going to see it very soon at the start of 2019 maybe. I don't know, that's a pure utter guesstimation. I don't know this, I'm just guessing, but I believe that'll happen. I believe it. So let's crack on and see what this does to our hair. What you're going to need is your In-Tone Violet Shampoo for alternative hair by Jon Renau. You need your blonde wig or topper, hairpiece, extensions, whatever it is that you're planning to tone. Obviously with this is brand new from box, so as time goes on this will get a bit more yellow eventually. However, another quick pointer to prevent the brassiness and all that kind of thing and the oxidisation and changing colour, if you actually use the Jon Renau Argan shampoo and conditioner and their care products for alternative hair, I have found, I never used to use them, I'm being honest with you, I didn't. I did notice that my wigs faded a lot quicker, more quickly. They certainly don't, they hold their colour so much better. However, what I want to do, it's not that this has changed and it's why I want to colour it, I want to colour it and make it nice and ashy. Now, this is pretty potent stuff. I have never used it before, so we'll do a wee kind of first trial together and you'll get to see what I do and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't work out, then I'll probably put the video up anyway and you can learn from my mistakes, but let's see how it's all going to pan out. Obviously, depending on how long you're going to leave this toner on depends on the outcome and the result. So depending on your desired result depends on how long you want to leave this on. So we're going to follow the guidelines. It says approximate processing time is from 1 to 5 minutes depending on the desired tone. So if I was just looking to ever so slightly, you know, there are some shades through this that are slightly more yellow than other tones. If I just wanted that a bit more neutral, I'd maybe leave it on kind of a minute tops and then remove it. But I actually really love a very ashy, almost silver tone look, and I like the almost violet tone looking. If I leave it on for ages, it's going to turn lilac. I don't want to do that, but I do want to make it quite silvery. So I'll probably leave it on, say, about the 5 minute mark, and yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's do it. Hey dudes, welcome to my parents' bathroom. They don't know I'm doing this. Okay, so this is the Kim wig. I'm still wearing it, obviously. A good plan would be to wear a pair of nitrile gloves, then prevent your hands getting stained. It's something that I often forget, so a lot of the time you may see me sporting purple hands, you know. Okay, so let's take off Kim and let's just follow the instructions and do this together. So I've removed the tangles. Wet hair completely under cool running water. Lather shampoo in the palm of your hand and distribute evenly. Approximate processing time is 1 to 5 minutes. Hi dudes, okay, that's us at 5 minutes, but I am looking for quite a drastic result, and I don't mind a bit of lilac showing through this. Obviously, if you're just wanting to go super ashy, but you definitely don't want any kind of violet showing, you would want to wash it out between 4 and 5 minutes. Hi guys, so yeah, so this is the finished result. I quickly blasted it with a hairdryer. I've not really done much else with it. So basically, yeah, that was just to show you how to change from, if you have a wig that has become yellowy over time or brassy when it's a blonde wig, or if you just fancy cooling it down slightly to remove some of the yellow or the brassy tones that you feel your hair might have, then this is to show you the Jon Renau In-Tone Violet Shampoo. So it's very effective, as you can see. What I also did was I just used some of the Jon Renau Argan conditioner, as you guys saw, from kind of about this length down on the hair. I didn't do a deep condition, I literally just did a quick condition, left it for a minute, rinsed it back out. I added the protein builder mask, as you can see, the stage 3 repair balm, and what I did was I put it in a plastic bag, applied some kind of warm heat, not hot, just warm, to the plastic bag for around 4 or 5 minutes or so, and that just allows that when the hair's quite porous it can allow it to just absorb, and it just kind of builds up a protein layer again to the hair. Now this didn't necessarily need that done right now because this is brand new from box, this wig, but it's a great thing to do with your wigs when you've had them for a period of time. It does not replace doing a deep condition. A deep condition is still required for your human hair roughly every 3 washes or so, which is generally once every 3 weeks, because if you wash your hair, if you're wearing it day to day, you'll do a standard wash every kind of 6 to 8 wears, and roughly every third wash you should be doing a deep condition. I personally, with my human hair wigs, if they are darker shades, I tend to maybe do a deep condition generally every 4. If it's a dark shade, I'll do it every 4th wash or something, so maybe once a month on my dark shade human hair wigs. For this colour, this has had such a high lift. It's a very light, vibrant blonde. I actually do a deep condition every 2nd wash. Sometimes I'll even do it more than that when I have blonde human hair, just because it's been more highly processed and I want to really have this hair as long as I can. So the likes of my Jon Renau Gwyneth, my Carrie, which is the super blonde, I always do at least every 2nd wash. Sometimes every wash I'll just go, oh, let's just fire on some of the argan mist, some of the conditioner, rub it all over from mid-lengths down, stick it in a plastic bag, give it a blast, because the difference it makes them just like silky soft again. So I'll probably end up doing it with this hair every wear or every 2nd wear, but this is just to show you how gorgeous and how much cooler this looks. Honestly, I left this on for just the 5-minute mark, and that is the difference that you're seeing. This is how amazing it is. This is very easy to do. In the past I've used kind of professional toners. I don't use developers with them, but I've used an actual just a toner, and I have literally used different toners for different shades of yellow or brassiness on different wigs to try and tone them and cool them down. It's quite a time consuming process if I do it for a customer, because it is time consuming and I can sometimes use quite a lot of product depending on how porous the hair is. It can be quite pricey as well. This is a great invention, because if you wear alternative hair, this is so easy to use. I mean, I just showed you it there. That's the first time I've ever done it. I did it in camera, and I mean, it's literally, it's a shampoo. If you just want a very mild result, you can either leave it on for less time, or what you can do, obviously if you've got a very long wig, and if you feel you're slower working through it, you can mix that violet shampoo. Actually, although a lot of you might think, Michelle, you've left it on too long, it is super ashy. This is what I was actually looking for. I was wanting to kind of go for the verging on almost silver. Honestly, I would actually, had I not been doing a video, I would have probably left it another 3 minutes or so, because I don't actually mind when I get an almost lilac tone off of my hair, because it just makes it look really silver. And sometimes it can give a kind of false appearance of it being silver white and super highly lifted. You're not actually lifting the colour, you're not processing by lifting, you're not stripping any colour away from this hair. What you're doing is you're actually adding the toner. So if you look at a colour wheel, you will see the opposite tones. So if you use an opposite tone, you'll get a more neutral effect. So that's why we're using the kind of violet toner. The opposite from yellow is blue, but obviously if you leave a blue on too long, you run the risk of turning green. The opposite of orange is the purple, but you leave that on too long, you're verging towards going more of the red, or going, you know, so you need to be very wary. But certainly with this, you don't need to worry about toners, you don't need to worry too much about that. All you need to do is follow the instructions, and that's amazing. I love that Jon Renau have created this product. I love that this is available and it's designed specifically for alternative hair. I know I can trust it, I know it's going to be safe for my hair, and honestly, for me, I will not be using actual colourants and toners to change my blondes and cool them down now. This is all that I'm going to be using, because I really love this result. I mean, it's just, it's what a difference. It's amazing. So, to everybody at Jon Renau, John, you've got the best team ever. Lisa, who is the head of PD, she's the head of product development. Lisa, you and your product development team, honestly, this is just phenomenal. I had seen some results of this on one of the Jon Renau girls, Emily, who's in education. She's coordinator, I believe, for education. Emily had used this before it was at the kind of, I think, the final stage, or certainly before it was to market, as part of the testing, and she was wearing this gorgeous wig, and I'm like, what have you done with that? How did you do that? And she's like, oh, I've used a violet toner, but it's not out yet. And I'm like, I want some. So now it's out, guys, and you can order it from MiMoWigs.com, but it's very easy. If I can do it first time and not mess it up and get such a good result, I'm going to turn around and let you see how even a result this is given. What you will notice, same rules as for any wigs, like if you're shampooing them. You know, when I was massaging it in, I generate a lather in your hand first, and then literally just all down the hair. Don't start rubbing and causing tension. you don't want to damage the hair, so you can't just do what you would do with normal bio hair if you had your own hair. So be very careful when you're putting it in, but you don't need to be crazy. You saw the way that I did it, and I mean, I'm just in love with this. This is just perfect. I deliberately wanted to get a colour of Kim that was going to be more yellow than I wanted, purely because I wanted to try out this new in-tone violet shampoo, so I'm so glad I did. So everybody at Jon Renau, thank you so much for another product. I love that you guys listen to everything that we the hair wearers are all wearing, and you take it all on board, and you know, you work to get a solution. And sometimes I know that I'm a pest and I can be like, oh, why do we not have this, why do we not have that? And like the likes of the new Top Smart topper, people have been asking for lace front toppers for so long. Jon Renau didn't just bam chuck one out for people. They spent 2 years developing that to have a good ergonomic and good placement for those clips. The amount of detail that's gone into that for such a perfect finished product, it's phenomenal. So I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. They'll know what they're doing obviously behind the scenes, but certainly I know they've always got so much going on behind the scenes, and it's so exciting. It's exciting. This has been a phenomenal year for all of us hair wearers, I think. Certainly for me, I found it a really exciting year. There have been so many new wigs, there have been so many new things coming out, whether it's wig styles or the likes of lovely new shades that we're starting to see, and it's wonderful. I love the styles, I love all the new colours that we're getting, and yeah, hopefully this is just another big change. It's such an evolving industry, it seems like, with wigs. I mean, I've only been in the kind of wig wearing community for 3 years, just 3.5 years when I lost my hair 3.5 years ago, and I've only been in the business side of it for a year now, but certainly it's always been something that I've been very interested in finding out more about since I've started wearing hair, and since I've been a bald girl. I've always been interested in, but why is that done like that? Why is that done like that? What's this? What's that? What's the next thing? And oh, does nobody do this? Does nobody do that? And how do things work? So I'm just generally quite an inquisitive. I say inquisitive, some might say nosy, but yeah, I always want to find out more, and I think it's good for me now that I'm in business, because hopefully there's a lot I can share with you guys. I'm very passionate about education. I am so passionate about that, and I'm so passionate about showing you guys things that you can and can't do with hair, wigs, whatever, you know. But one comment at the end of this, I am going to go, I promise. One thing I would say, a few girls had said to me, I've not done it to this wig obviously because you saw me putting it on straight from box for the first time, but here is the normal lace front as it comes on this Kim. As you can see, I have done no customization or anything. I've not even trimmed my lace back. I always customise my lace fronts, I always trim them back as well. I've not done it on this yet. A few people had asked me if I would show how to do baby hairs and how to kind of create that, and at the moment it's not something that I am planning to be doing a video on, and I don't mean that badly, but the reason I'm saying that is because it's not a really tough thing to do, but if you don't do it properly, you can literally be left with what looks like a fringe all around your wig, and I don't want to kind of show you guys how to do that and you maybe practice on the only hair that you have and damage it or ruin it, or and the scissors that I use for it are extremely sharp, so it's extremely easy to go wrong or hurt yourself. But you know, I just feel I kind of flew across the world to go and learn how to do this, and I don't think that I would be doing it any justice to show you how to do it and not be as if, you know, not like to potentially, I mean, I learned with a lot of practice as well. Like, I was taught the technique, got to practice it at the training, have practiced it so many times. I practiced every single thing I was taught. I made sure I'd done each thing at least 50 times. That's a huge amount of time it took me to go through that, but I was never touching a customer wig to make any alteration until I had had a huge amount of practice, and I have had, and I'm happy. But I don't think it would be fair for me to say, okay, you can do this, do it at your own risk, and then you go, oh my goodness, but it didn't work like that, it didn't show up like that. So I'm not offering it at the moment. What I would say is I do offer wig services through MiMo Wigs, so if you're buying from me, you can add a service to your cart as well, and I will do it before I ship the wig out to you. If you have a wig that you've bought from me, or even if you bought elsewhere, it doesn't matter where you've gotten it. if you want one of these services, like your lace front customization or baby hairs added, or like your parting to be more visible and defined, or you want some layers added, you want your topper trimmed a couple of inches, you know, whatever you want done, there are services there. And the kind of benefit of it is, obviously it does cost you money, but the good thing about that is that if you pay me to do something, you have that assurance that should I do anything to your hair and it causes any damage, then I would be obliged to replace that hair for you. So do you know, it's not like if you try it yourself you might save £20, but you might trash a £300 or a £1,200, £1,600 wig, and that would be devastating. So for the sake of what, £20 or whatever it is, the service that you're looking for, you've also got the peace of mind that you're going to get back your wig as the service that you've paid for, or you're going to get back, if I was to ruin it, I would tell you, but you would get back a brand new replacement. So you have that peace of mind. And I have to charge for these services because in the past I was not going to charge for it. I actually did start doing a lot of things for people and just saying, you know, I'll just do it for you, I'll do it for you, it's fine, just send me it, until it got to the stage I had boxes and boxes and boxes. I spent a whole week of about 7 hours a day. Honestly, I must have had about 200 wigs that I had to go through and make alterations to. And while I like to be able to do things to help people, most of these customers had not bought from me, and it was taking up all my time that I couldn't deal with my existing customers. I could hardly sleep, I couldn't get time with my family, and it cost me a fortune because I had to pay to send every wig back to people. So that's why there is a cost involved in it, because it does take time for me to do it. But anyway, there are people who will show you how to do things on YouTube. You can pretty much find anything, I'm sure, on YouTube. But just be very wary of what you're doing, and bear in mind that you need to know the pros and the cons of everything. So if you don't know what you're doing and you watch something that seems like a good idea, I've done plenty of things that are not good ideas. Some of them have worked out and they've been great, and I'll show you guys how to do things, and some of them have been ultimate fails and I will never tell you what they even are. But I've always been prepared that if I do something, that I have to be prepared to basically give up the wig if potentially I damage it. So anyway, this is just a long rant about nothing. Anyway guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope this wee video has been helpful, and I certainly do. I give this a thumbs up. I recommend the In-Tone Violet Shampoo. Yeah, it's brilliant, it's so good. And the good thing is, I know that none of the products in it that can be in maybe store Violet shampoos or toners or whatever, I know that it's going to be safe for my alternative hair, because that's why it has been created. So guys, I'm heading off now with my cam. Let me turn around and show you so you can see all of the colour. So even. It's so even, it's so beautiful. Thanks guys, I will see you all soon with more reviews and more chat and bits and bobs. Bye guys, love you, bye!